Alright, what up Ninja Nation? It's Boneman 9000, aka the Trombone Ninja, and right now I'm bringing you guys another video. That's right, we're continuing the trend, the daily upload trend, and today I got a little message for you guys on the Saturday afternoon when this video is going to go up. I was watching something that was really, first off, before we even get into that, I want to give a shout out to the first 5 people that liked the last video. That you guys do have your Twitter accounts activated with your YouTube, which means I get a notification, bam, immediately when you like the video. Like, I get to interact with you guys. It's awesome. So the first shout outs are at AWSM Monkeys, at Mr. 2K Everyday, at Penny the Hard Way, at Joe 598599810, and at Trexy 2K. Did I get that right? I've seen all your names before. You guys are not new to the crew. Hopefully you guys will get new stuff. But anyway, so I was trying to keep this video short, like 5 to 7 minutes, like I do the other videos, unless overtime happens or whatever. But yesterday I was watching something that was really interesting, and it's a part of history that no one's gonna talk about for a really long time in like the history books that you guys will see in school, or if you guys are adults, or if you're my age, maybe you might not even know about this. This was happening right when I was becoming an adult, and I had no idea. So we're talking about money, as you guys see in the title, Money Matters. I was watching a movie called Meltdown. And I actually watched it on YouTube. It's 3 hours long, all right? It's 3 hours long, but I will link you to... I saw the first clip was like 42 minutes, and then I realized it was a part 1 of like a bigger 3-hour movie, so then I went ahead and watched the whole movie. So in total it's 3 hours, but like the main part that I'm talking about here is the first 42-minute part. But the rest of the video is still very important, so you get the whole grasp. So we're talking about money, currency, how that matters to you, what that means for our history, and what happened a few years ago. So right now it's 2015. Back in the day, I'd say between 2005 and 2007/8, I was in high school. I had no idea this was really happening. What was happening was that in America, we were creating houses for people. We were just building. I don't know if you guys heard, like in California, where people were being like foreclosed on their homes, like people were getting kicked out of their houses, didn't understand why it was happening, but we were building a lot of homes. A lot of it happened over on the West Coast. We were building many properties, all right, many properties, and then suddenly we started to sell a lot of the properties with all these crazy loans, these complex loans that nobody really understood. It seemed as though the people that could afford these homes the least had the most complex loan structures. So what I mean by that is, like, let's say, you guys all know about cable, right? So you come in, you get your Comcast, Xfinity cable, or what have you, DirecTV, and there's an entry price, right? So you pay that entry price for the first year or the first 6 months, and then bang, it spikes up to another price, and that's going to be the price for the rest of your contract forever. That's how much that price is going to be. Now, you may not be able to afford that, or you may not have read the fine print that said, yeah, this is the entry price for the first 12 months, and then the rest of the months after that you pay a higher price. That's basically what was happening, but on a much larger scale, with all of the homes that are being built and sold with these loans. I think they were called subprime loans. That's what they were called. Look that shit up. Subprime loans. Look it up. Where basically they were giving out loans to people who definitely could not afford. There's a reason why credit checks are involved. They look at your credit history, when you have paid back loans, etc. And if you're not good at that, you don't get loans. But in this era, basically anybody could get a loan. Like, if you could rub 2 hands together like this and say your ABCs, bro, you could get a loan. And it seemed very good until about, I don't know, 2007, 2008, around the time I was graduating high school, where these complex loans were starting to show themselves. They weren't, these families they have their income, they base their whole budget off these systems, and then suddenly, the price went up. So now the banks are taking their houses back, right? They're taking their properties back. That's no good. People are getting evicted from their homes, foreclosed. That's what that means. When the bank basically says, you're not keeping up with the payments enough, we're taking our asset back. But these things weren't assets. There were so many of these, and how this works is actually tied in with the banks, with Wall Street. Those guys over there in New York City, in the stock market, playing with people's money, is basically what they were doing. These bankers that built all these extra homes for people to live in, they didn't care whether they were going to recoup the money or not. They're basically packaging these deals up instead of saying, okay, so-and-so bought a house. Let's say Mr. 2K every day buys a house with one of these subprime loans. What they were supposed to do, the way the system was supposed to work, is that the bank would sell the contract to that loan to a banker, and then that banker would then make the interest off that, right? So the people who created the homes would sell the contract, they'd make money on that, and then the bankers would make the money off the interest that's supposed to be coming in, because you, Mr. 2K every day, are supposed to pay that back, right? But when you can't keep up on your payments and the houses have to be taken back, that's a bad asset. So these companies on Wall Street were taking up like a bunch at a time, like thousands of these properties at a time, packaging them up, and let's say in a file, right? They're packaging all these up in a box basically filled with rotten eggs, because nobody was paying these. They knew that in a few years' time, these subprime loans were gonna come to fruition, and then suddenly no one was gonna be able to pay them. So they hurried up, they boxed these guys up, kept the box closed, they sold it to these bankers and said, hey, these are grade A eggs right here. Grade A eggs. Have them here. It's wholesale. Here's a low price. You guys can have them. Bang. The bankers took them. The bankers didn't open the box. They didn't inspect the goods. What then happened was the bankers turned around, and in the global economy market, where there's a UK, there's Singapore, there's Dubai, Iceland, all these other countries, Canada, and they're saying, hey, let us buy some of the economy with these goods. We've got great goods here, grade A goods. They're promised, they're going to be paid up in full. So now all over these other countries, people are buying up these rotten eggs, and they don't know that they're rotten eggs. So in like 2008, 2009, companies started to look into, what the hell am I buying? What is going on? What's happening? And they started to open these boxes. And when they opened these boxes, they realized, one country at a time, they realized, oh my God, I have grade D eggs. These are crap. These are crap products. There's nothing we can do about them. We got to get them out of here. We actually don't have the money that we thought we did, because we basically loaned out money based off these goods that were worth money that we were going to bring in. And we're not bringing that money in because these guys are duds. These guys are getting evicted. 2K every day is getting evicted from his house and not going to be making his payments. The bank can't make payments on that. And so I'm not getting my interest. And so neither are the other world powers that are in this global economy. Nobody's making money, but they say they have money. So now they're starting to audit and go, oh my God, I have no money. No one has any money. So the bailout started to happen. You guys start hearing about GE getting bailed out, General Motors getting bailed out, Cadillac, whatever. These car companies started getting bailed out. It was happening. This was a private sector on Wall Street, and now these guys are getting government money, aka the taxpayers' money. We'll talk about that in a different video if you guys want. The taxpayers' money basically needing a bailout, because if they don't, if any of these major firms fail, the global economy will fail. And if that happens, you better hope you're dead. I'm not joking. If that happens, if the global economy ever failed, you better hope you're dead. That's all I'm saying. It's bad news for everybody. You think one market failing, oh, and everybody will say, oh, it's not my fault. I had no clue this was happening because you were supposed to have a clue. You guys were buying and trading these deals with these grade D loans, and you guys weren't opening the boxes. You guys didn't know. You guys were just shoveling them off. So if you guys were opening the packages like you should have been doing, you would have known and would have seen this coming, but you didn't. So that's really that. So basically what I'm trying to say to you guys is money matters. It matters where you put your money. It matters, what loans you're going to take out. These credit card companies, they make interest, they make money off the interest, not the fact that you borrow money, because it's not real money anyway. I'm telling you guys, it matters. Pay your debts. Try not to go through school with a whole bunch of debt. Try to get scholarships, man. Apply for these scholarships. Try not to pick up these credit cards. I'm lucky enough to not have a credit card. Maybe at some point I need to get one to build my credit, of course. But right now, I'm dealing with only the money that I have. Yesterday, I ordered a new iMac. I ordered a new computer with my money. It's no credit. It was my money. I earned it. I spent it. It's gone. I don't owe anybody anything else. It's coming to me in the mail. It'll be here in a week or so. It's gonna be awesome. But I done taken enough of your time. This video is going on long enough. If you guys made it this far, go ahead and type in the comments, man. Hashtag money matters, man. I will be shouting you guys out in the next video. Whoever actually comments in the comment section below hashtag money matters will get a shout out in the next video. Just to show your support. This is not a 2K video, but I really appreciate you guys. Go ahead and hit that like button too. I will see you guys and interact with you guys on Twitter. Those of you that have your YouTubes and Twitters linked. And until next time, guys, I'm getting on out of here. Peace.